Moonfall. This is a literal title. I give it an added point for that. The moon is falling and about to crash into Earth, and it's up to Patrick Wilson, Halle Berry, and a British guy to save the world. This movie is written and directed by Roland Emmerich. He has, he specializes in these kind of movies. He made Stargate. He made Independence Day. He made 1998 Godzilla. He made the second Independence Day as well. He made The Day After Tomorrow. He made 2012. He made White House Down. This is his bread and butter. And this movie is atrocious. This is going to be high up on my worst movies of the year list the end of this year. I am really trying to find things I like about it, and there are a few that are okay, mainly with the cast. I like Patrick Wilson a lot. I think Patrick Wilson should probably be more famous than he is because I've never really seen him give a bad performance, and he's good in this. He's a likable leading man. The script completely bogs him down, but his chemistry with John Bradley, who I believe was on Game of Thrones. I never watched it, but there are moments where you feel like with a better script, these guys could have worked really well together. The movie doesn't really give these actors the opportunity to kind of flesh out that relationship, but they're trying. You can't blame his performance if the script is bad, and I think these performances, by those two guys at least, are fine and serviceable, but the movie just completely sabotages whatever effort they're putting in. I think Roland Emmerich, for whatever reason, does a good job of starting his movies off well. Independence Day had a really good first half. The opening scene of Godzilla is cool from 1998, but they lose a lot of momentum, but it was the same way here. The first 5-10 minutes I was kind of with it. I liked the redemption arc that they were setting up for Patrick Wilson. Yes, it was, it was silly, it was cornball, but I can work with that. I can live with that. That's basically where my compliments end. Basically everything wrong with this movie stems from Roland Emmerich's ineptitude as a director and a writer. Roland Emmerich has very little pretense to him, which I give him credit for. He has been open about the fact that his goal in life is to make big budget B movies. He wants to make very simple disaster films with characters that are painted with very broad strokes that are just done on a grand scale. Now, I have always kind of disagreed with that idea, and I don't hate every one of his movies, but to me, what makes B movies charming is how cheap they are. Ed Wood movies would totally lose their likability if you gave them a $200 million budget. So I think that's always been a problem that I've had with Roland Emmerich movies, is that he's trying to be silly, he's trying to make dumb fun, but he's writing these terrible scripts and he's putting a ton of money to them. It defeats the charm. It makes his movies very charmless. Stupidity is not the end all be all. Stupidity can work. One of my favorite movies, people are going to think I'm crazy for this, but one of my favorite movies is Michael Bay's first Transformers from 2007. That movie is so stupid. That is a movie about alien robots who find a pair of glasses on eBay. This is true. And they need it to find a magical cube, which is, from their homeland. Even I am still kind of confused about what that movie's about, but it has charm to it. Characters are pretty funny, moves at a good pace, amazing effects, amazing action. So just because something is stupid doesn't mean that I'm gonna dislike it. Now, this movie is stupid, and I really don't like it at all. In fact, I can tell you straight up that I hated it. If you're gonna do big budget disaster porn, there's two things you gotta get right. One, you gotta keep it simple. And Roland Emmerich is just a master of convoluting his scripts. He's such a terrible writer. He might be the worst writer in Hollywood, because you have a basic premise. The moon is slamming into Earth.
That is disgusting.
And yet he feels a need to just shovel garbage into his movies with unnecessary scenes, unnecessary characters. There is a subplot in this movie involving Patrick Wilson's son that shouldn't have even been put on paper, let alone put on film.
Thanks, Roland Emmerich. I hope someone shoves a club up your ass.
And two, you gotta have elements of fun, and there's nothing fun about this movie. In fact, it's so boring. The action's boring. The effects are they're okay, but they're kind of boring. The characters are boring. There's no emotion that you have attached to any one of these characters. It's a really dull film, a really dull script. And to be honest, this movie bombed this weekend, and good, quite frankly. I think it's an awful film. I'm sure people worked hard on it, but they can't give me my 2 hours back. But genuinely, I'm kind of surprised that this got released to the public at all and wasn't put on a streaming service where it probably belonged. It's just a horribly written film. The characters are nonsensical. They're kind of schizophrenic, too. You have characters who kind of say one thing and then they end up doing another. It feels like this thing was written as they were filming it. It's ironic because this is a movie about a disaster, and this film is a disaster. It's going to be one of the worst movies of the year. I give it a 2 out of 10. I just don't see it. I guess it's only fair because I love Jackass and thought that was hilarious, and this was the opposite. So that'll do it for this review. You can follow me on Twitter at Castellani2014. While we're at it, hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Let's get those watch hours up. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. Have a great rest of your day. Peace and happiness. Just wanted to jump in here. Obviously, if you were watching the review, I used a clip from Red Letter Media's 2013 review of the Roland Emmerich film White House Down. That is theirs, and I'm not making any money off of this video, and I just wanted to give them credit because I know that they've run into problems with people stealing their content and using it for monetary gain. That will not be the case here. Follow them. It's my favorite movie channel, favorite YouTube channel in the history of YouTube. Go subscribe to them. They don't need it. They got, what, like over 100K, maybe even more. I mean, they're killing it, but support them because I think that clip is hilarious, and I felt it necessary to use it in this review. But yeah, just wanted to give them a shout out because I don't want to make it seem like I'm taking anyone's content. They deserve all the love and subscribers in the world. So, yep. Thanks for watching, everybody. See you later.